Hey guys, it's Bree, and today I'm going to be doing a tag video for you because it's Tuesday, Tag Tuesday. I haven't done it in a while, and figured I might as well do the thank you next book tag, which is created by Janine over at This Story Ain't Over. The song's been stuck in my head for about a week now, so I figured might as well do the tag that goes with it. Alright, let's get started. Question number 1. Name a book that you said thank you next to, aka DNF'd, did not finish. So I don't ever DNF books really, I just take forever to read them if I don't like them. And the one I came closest to was Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I got halfway through this book, I didn't hate it. I was bored, it was very, very slow. I couldn't make myself care about characters. There's a lot of animal abuse, which I love dogs, and books that have like frequent animal abuse, not my thing. So I read about 3/4 of the book in detail closely over a matter of a few months, and then I skimmed the rest of it. I did read it, I know what happened, I just wasn't very invested in that last part. Okay, question number 2. Let's see, name a book that taught you love. So for this challenge I chose all books I read recently, that way I can actually show you a book. For that one I chose Helen Huang's The Kiss Quotient. This one, it's a love story, so of course it taught me love. It was just so sweet and I was so surprised that I loved it. I just remember grinning the whole time I was reading it, and I'm not a contemporary reader. I don't really read a lot of chick lit. I don't read romance very often. But I absolutely loved this one, and I'm so happy I read it. Question number 3, a book that taught you patience. For that one, I have City of Lies by Sam Hawke. I gave this one a 4-star rating. I liked it, but it's slow. There are quite a few paragraphs of absolutely nothing happening, pages on end. You have to really focus to get through this book, and I liked it in the end. I didn't love it. I don't think I'll read the next book, the companion novel to this one. It was a lot to get me through this one. Oh boy. And number 4, I think, we're on number 4. A book that taught you pain. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I think this is the most I've ever cried reading a book, and definitely the ugliest I've ever cried reading a book. If you've read it, you know there are some scenes that will destroy you. If you have not read it, I wish you luck when you do. It's amazing and painful all at once. Great. Okay, question number 3, 4, 5. We're on question 5. Name a book that you loved at the time of reading it, but in hindsight you do not like as much anymore, but which you still learned some other quality from. So that one probably for me is going to be Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I still really like this book. I just remember being very, very excited when I finished it, and I really loved it, and I was just happy, and I thought it was gonna for sure be one of my new favorite books. And it is great. It's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, it's fairy tale, it's Russian inspired, there's the Jewish element, it's great. Has everything I like in it. But looking back, I don't remember like character names or anything like that, and I just don't feel as connected to it as I did when I first finished reading the book, which kind of tells me I loved it at the time, but it isn't one that'll probably be memorable for me even in a few years, because I only read this a few months ago. It's kind of a problem. So, used to love it, not as much anymore. Still a good book though.
Question number 6, I think.
Yeah, question number 6. Name a book you're currently talking to or have the hots for. So this is a book that you just finished reading that you totally love. For me, that is Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dachenko. I probably just said that wrong. I'm having issues speaking. I just finished this book a couple days ago. The authors are Ukrainian. It was originally published in Russian, and it was just translated to English and released in the US this month, November, and I This book was so addictive and I loved it. I wasn't expecting anything from it, and now I just think about it all the time ever since I finished it. I stayed up super late reading it, and it's enchanting, it's addicting. And if you're curious about this book, the blurb on the back, the really short one that says, "Amazing book, dark Harry Potter on steroids with a hefty dose of metaphysics," that is incredibly accurate. I would not recommend this for really young readers, or if you're really sensitive to sexual coercion. It's not super prevalent, but it is just, oh, this book is so addicting and I loved it, and I hope there's more. I can't, my Russian's not good enough when I went on Goodreads to see if there are more books to understand the description for the next one. If you know, let me know. I'm hoping there is more. Sasha is just, I'm obsessed. Okie dokie. The final question is, name the book that gonna last, the book of you, the book that helped you love yourself a little bit more. For this one, I chose one series and one book. And the first one is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's my pretty special collector's edition that I love so much. I chose this one because Bilbo Baggins, I remember reading this, I was a really shy, timid kid, and Bilbo Baggins is very comfortable in the Shire. He doesn't want to leave, he doesn't need to leave, but he breaks out of his comfort zone and goes on this crazy adventure that turns out amazing, and he has all these life experiences. And when I read this as a kid, I thought, hey, I can do that too. And I know it sounds silly, but because of Bilbo Baggins, I tended to take bigger risks, like going to college out of state, where I didn't know anyone, didn't have any friends, or taking jobs that other people didn't think I might necessarily be good at, taking risks. This book broke me out of my shell a little bit. And then the series, which I'm sure you can probably guess, is Harry Potter, because not only was I shy, I was massively nerdy, no surprise there. And just reading about Hermione Granger and how much she studied and she just loved books and she was kind of a know-it-all, I loved seeing that because she reminded me of myself. Especially I have frizzy curly hair when I don't straighten it, so it was nice. I loved this. And those are two books that helped shape who I am today. Yeah. Alright, that was the Thank You Next book tag. I will put all the questions down below, as well as the original creator's video. Check it out, do it if you want. Let me know if you want to do this video, if you're going to. It was actually a lot of fun, and the song is still stuck in my head. Okay guys, I will see you on Friday. Happy reading, and that's it. Okay guys, bye.